Hi, it's Candy with The Art of Planning, where we plan pretty, on purpose, and powerful. And I guess to be honest, I'm just glad to be back planning. So this week, today, we're going to look at this week in my FC, Franklin Covey. Actually, it's just called Franklin Planner right now, but oh my goodness, I am so glad to get back on track in my Franklin. And if you watched the last video, you'll see that I really got off track, and I really got off track badly. I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball big time, and it was not pretty because at my very nature, I have to have a plan to be able to work, and I have got my plan down pretty good, and without one, I'm just a mess. Just a great big old mess. So, we're going to look at this week in my Franklin. Now, I know that I considered doing this video two different ways. And one is like this, like I sit down and chat and talk about it. And the other was where you could actually, we pointed the camera at my planner. I'm not opposed to doing it that way. I think we would achieve two different things by doing it two different ways. So, if you actually would like to see it where we did a point and shoot at the planner, we can do that. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I will show you. But I kind of wanted to do it where we talked about it a little, because I think we will achieve a different, more broad message with that. So let me know if you want to do the other two. Now, we talked in the last video about sometimes when you get stuck, you just have to keep stepping it out. Just put one foot after the other and just keep moving forward. And that sometimes that's the only and the best thing that you could do. And that's what I had to do to be able to get moving. So let me tell you what stopped me in the planning. What stopped me was I had this great big old project looming over me, and I was procrastinating about it. I wasn't working on it like I should have, but it had number one priority. If you guys have watched me, you know that in my planner, I prioritize, and that's a really big deal to me. So that had the top level of priority. So anything underneath it had a lesser level of priority. However, in my little planner mind, nothing else down here deserves or gets attention until the top tier of priority gets its attention. So, because this hadn't gotten its attention, hadn't been achieved, hadn't been worked on, I really couldn't give any of these things the attention that they needed, because I wasn't doing this. So not only was I not getting this done, I wasn't getting all this done either, because if this wasn't getting done, then I shouldn't be doing these things. Now, that may not make any sense to you, or it may. You may have that same personality type. You may have those same inclinations. I don't know, but that's how this little head operates, and I wasn't getting anything done. So that's kind of what stopped me and how that all played out. So yesterday afternoon, I got the big thing achieved. Hallelujah. If I had only done it like I should do it, everything would have been okay. But I didn't. I admit that I didn't get it done like I should have. So that's what was stopping me. Now, in the meantime, my planner was buried. I mean, it was buried on my desk because I was taking two desks to get the other thing done. This was buried. I couldn't get to it, but I had things that I needed to put on this, and unless I write stuff down, ladies and gentlemen, they actually jump into my brain and sometimes jump right out of my brain, literally. And I will attribute that to the fact I think we're all trying to carry around too much stuff in our brain. We've got it working so much that it just, I don't know, that it just shuts down sometimes. That's just my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So, instead of putting stuff down on my planner, because I couldn't get to it for one, then this is what my notes were being written on. Whoops, well that one's down. That's a bill that needs to be paid, and on the front of it I also put cancel this. So I need to get to that. That's on tomorrow's list. Here's what I did last night when I went to bed, because I couldn't sleep because there was so much stuff running around in my head. Last night, whenever we were watching whoever the pros were, I mean, I know who they were, I just can't think right now. I was looking through a magazine, but I was also had some stuff that I had to think of. Here's another one. You guys know how I move stuff forward in my planner. This actually has 5 or 6 notes to it. I don't know. Haven't gotten any of those done, have I? There's a note. There's a note. There's a note. That was essentially my planner. Oh, that was my planner. Not getting done. I'll probably find some more of those sheets laying around someplace. So it wasn't getting put where it should have, but I was writing it down somewhere. And in my world, I have to write it down. I just told you that. So that led to big time problems, okay? So, got the project done. Now I can literally move forward with my life. I can legitimately focus on some other things. Like, some things that I love to do is I love to watch other YouTube videos. My goodness, aren't there some amazing, amazing people on YouTube? And I've learned so much. I like to spend some time on Instagram. Ditto there too, because I feel like that there's just a lot of talented people with wealths of information on there. I like to create. I mean, I was even kind of holding myself back on creating some things because I didn't feel like I should be able to be enjoying myself when I wasn't doing what needed to be done over here. So anyway, that's what all was going on. And I feel like that's important to relate to you, because I really do feel like some of you guys probably have that same personality trait, and maybe you don't recognize what's keeping you from that. Maybe you do recognize it. Maybe you don't recognize it. I think as long as we learn to recognize things, we can deal with them. I will deal with anything if I know what it is. But I have to recognize it first. So, here are some of the things now that we can look at and get to work on. We can now look at and get to work on this. So all of this turns into this. So now it can go in our planner. And it can go in our planner and be prioritized. Now when it goes into our planner at first, when it goes from there to here, we can have a real tendency to load up Monday. Or I can have a real tendency to do that because I want to get it from there. I want to get it from there into here. So it would be real easy to kind of do a brain dump type of thing and just put it all down on Monday, which would be okay if that doesn't cause you further anxiety. And that would cause me further anxiety because that would be too much all at once on here. If you will notice, I even have to have some spaces on here because a lifetime ago I worked in advertising. It may not be this way now. Then it was important to have white space in your ads. And on a billboard, you shouldn't have more than 8 words. I know that's a trivial bit of information, but white space was very important. I have to have, there's a gnat. I have to have white space here, or it's just overwhelming. So that's why you're going to see some white space, because I just have to have it. So the other thing that kind of transitions to is if what's on here, if I know it doesn't have to be done on Monday, then I can move it to Tuesday, or I can move it to Wednesday, or I can move it to one of my notes. You know how we do this? One of my notes the whole note can be moved to Wednesday, or the whole note can be moved to Thursday, or whatever. So then I don't load up on Monday and I don't do a dump type situation there. Now, if you want to dump first and then plan out, you can do that. I just don't need to do it that way. I can just kind of put it in different places and where it belongs without having to do the dump thing. And that's what I did whenever I unloaded that onto there. And I will promise you, every time I put something down here off of there, I felt relief. I felt like bricks were coming off my shoulders. It was wonderful. But because of that also, my Monday, my Tuesday, and Wednesday, as always, tends to be busier because I know Thursday and Friday are going to fill in. If I don't specifically have something they need to go on those dates, I know that they will fill in as we get a day further and further into the week. That's just how it goes, okay? I had something else. See, it jumps in the brain, it jumps out of the brain real quickly. So, do what you know to do. Do how you know to do that. If you're just starting planning, then you're learning a lot of good things right there. If you're a planner, you kind of know how to do that. One of the biggest things that I think is important is this list that you can move from day to day to day. That doesn't have to specifically be done, but it can be like a moving to-do list. The other thing that I will tell you that has just been incredible for me are the inserts that I needed to paper clip some things, didn't I? The inserts that I have designed and I am continually working on, that I put in the back of my Franklin planner. These are wonderful. I have a list back here that are faves to follow. Those are probably some of you guys. I either hear names or I see names, or in an Instagram post there are friends of friends of friends that are recommending different people that recommend different people that recommend different people, and I don't have the time to follow those threads right now, so I will write them down, and at some different point I can go look at different people. There are different shops mentioned. I don't have time to go look right now, but I want to see them later. I have back here a perpetual planning shopping list, so that's where I put things that I know I have to go get. I'll just tell you a few of them. Oh, these are creative projects, and it's for my Traveler's Notebook. Now, that is not currently one of the pages here, but that will be one of my pages. I'll show you too. I have some things that I know I want to change. I want to add some pages. I can take some pages away, but this has been a lifesaver for me because I've got it all together. I used to, as far as the shopping thing, I'd have to start a different list, and if I wanted to remember somebody's Instagram, I would go, where do I put that and how do I remember it? And that would cause me to panic also, but my inserts have been incredible. So you guys might consider doing that also, because I have that has totally been wonderful for me, okay? Here's something else that I think is huge. Do your planner like you like it. If you guys are like me, I love watching videos. I love watching how-to videos. I love watching teaching videos. I love DIY videos. But don't feel like you have to go and try and do everything everybody says in a video. Some things you'll go, oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that? Or I can use that and it would be absolutely wonderful. Some of the ideas you're really going to connect with, and some of the ideas you will go, you know what, I can really see the value in that, but doesn't fit my personality. Probably won't work for me now, blah, blah, blah. So, everything you see or hear is not going to connect with you totally. So, watch it, comment, great video, wonderful video, but don't feel like you're obligated to try everything everybody has said. That'll save you some That'll save you some time right there. You have permission to not do everything everybody says. But if you feel like it's a fit and it's going to work for you, I mean, go for it, because there are some wonderful ideas out there. What I said about how white space, what I said about be who you be. I can't decorate this planner. It's not a decorated planner. That would be too much. I need this to be what it is, and it's not a cutesy, and I don't want stickers, and that's not what this is. And you know what? I fought with myself because I see a lot of people decorating their planners. I see a lot of people decorating their Franklin planners, and I like it. I like how theirs looks. I have not put one sticker ever on this because I can promise you I wouldn't like it in mine. That's not who I am. So, you know, you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself. I don't need to say anything else. Trust yourself. That doesn't mean don't try out things. Put some stickers on some pages if you want to. Put stickers in your pages for a week or 10 days or 2 weeks if you want to. You may fall in love with it. You may really love it. So give it a shot if you want. You know what? One foot after the other. And don't be afraid to try new things. But if it doesn't work, don't be afraid to stop them also. So, you know what? I think that we got through a lot of things that will hopefully be helpful to you, whether you are a newbie or whether you have been a lifelong planner. So regardless, I want you to know that I appreciate you every single time you watch one of the videos. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'd love to have you subscribe if you are not subscribed. And I have got some ideas for some really, really fun videos. So I hope to see you soon. Thanks. And if we have time, don't you love this pin gem? I think they call it rose gold. I call it copper. The most fun, I think, limited edition trio that they did. No, I'm not being paid to endorse anything. I just love this copper, and I love you guys. My video didn't quit, so I can say thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you soon. Bye.